There's also been some stock-specific differences this quarter, as opposed to all banks look attractive. Bank of America week to date is now up 5%, the best performer. Citi's actually just in the red week to date. I think that perhaps is being missed in terms of this general sentiment of saying, oh, the banks beat expectations.
Like everything that we analyze here in the markets, you have to get underneath the headline. And I found it interesting. There was certainly a theme there from all the quotes that we heard. The consumer is strong, the consumer is strong, the consumer is strong. But all these banks have other really big core franchises like corporate lending, like trading, those capital markets activities. And if those don't start pulling their weight, if the consumer does weaken a little bit, then I'm a little concerned about the banks and their long-term prospects.
Are the banks at a place that you feel comfortable putting some money to work here? I mean, they're pretty undervalued.
Well, certainly Warren Buffett feels comfortable putting banks in, as there's talk about him raising into a 10% stake of Bank of America. And I hesitate to actually go against Mr. Buffett. However, I do think they may have gotten a little overstretched here. So there's three things that are really at debate on the banks right now. Have we hit the trough on the net interest margin story? What are the charge-offs going to look like in large corporate? They've really been putting some allowances for that. And will the consumer stay strong? We'll get the University of Michigan readouts next week, and then at the end of the month, we get the Conference Board consumer confidence numbers. If those start to weaken, then I would probably start to lighten up on my exposure to banks.
Just want to pick up on that Bank of America point as it relates to Warren Buffett, because I do think that story has helped support the share prices.
Without question.
Though I don't think it necessarily should have done. They, according to the Wall Street Journal reporting, of course, they had to apply to the Fed to notify that they'd gone above 10%, but that was more because of share buybacks during the quarter and not quite staying on top of exactly where their positioning was, as opposed to necessarily a new stake or new buying from Warren Buffett. He's definitely bullish on the banks. JP Morgan, US Bank, Wells Fargo and Bank of America are sizable positions for him, but I don't think it's an incremental new position or increased position.
I agree with you 100%. I don't think his announcement is saying that he thinks Bank of America is suddenly going to be trading at 18 or 19 times earnings from 12 today. But it is a statement about the way he thinks about U.S. financial services, probably in the broader global economy.